Hi, everybody, and welcome to Susan Bleyle today. She is joining us. She and I have been studying integrative nutrition health coaching together. We are now both certified and have our own practices. But I grabbed Susan today and asked her to join me in a call because she is also certified in plant-based nutrition. And I want to take the next 10 minutes talking about protein. So welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Jenni-Lee. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Thank you. So we are very aware of the importance of protein, and our body's required to have so much protein per day, and the importance of it being for energy, it's in every cell of our body, for hormones, enzymes. Protein is most commonly found in animal products. And I am not vegan. However, Susan is and has been vegan for the last 10 years.
That's right.
So she has the knowledge that she's going to share with us today on where we can get vegan sources of protein. So take it away, Susan.
Fantastic. All right. So something to think about that's actually really, really interesting. We tend to think about foods as being one of the macronutrients, right? Like we think about this being a protein food, or this being a carb, or this being a fat. But the truth is that the foods that we eat are a combination of macronutrients. Yeah. So even when we think about an animal protein food, right? So you might think about some type of meat. We think of that as a protein, but it actually also has a lot of fat in it, right? So and similarly, when we think about plant-based sources of protein, we also are thinking about a lot of foods that you might not have even considered before. So for example, if I said like a potato to you, most people would not think of a potato as a high protein food. And in fact, it's not. It's actually one of the lowest protein foods in the plant kingdom, but it has 8% protein, considering that the RDA for protein that we have is only about 10% of our total calories being from protein. Yes. So what that means is that if we ate nothing but potatoes, we'd be getting 8% of our calories from protein. So we're almost there. And most of us don't have a diet just based on potatoes.
Absolutely. I actually read that yesterday, that we need 10 to 35% of our total caloric intake in protein. So that was exactly what I was reading. So I'm so glad you shared that.
Yeah. It's really true. It's amazing. I know you were going to talk about the formula. Most people think about our protein requirements being in grams.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about that a little bit so your viewers know?
So I always feel like people don't get enough protein. And the quickest way to work that out is you take your weight in pounds, you divide it by 2.2, and then you times it by 0.8. Now, my required amount of protein for my weight is about 41, 46 grams between those two. That's for me. You've got to work out
you're a smaller person.
Yes, I'm a smaller person. I did read that the average amount of protein per 150 pounds of person is 54 grams.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And so when we're eating a food, we can look at things and we can look at the number of grams. And so I have a little chart here just to give myself a little cheat sheet. We can look at some common, what people think of probably as plant-based or vegan sources of protein. Things like tofu has approximately 20 grams of protein in a serving, tempeh 22.5, typical type of beans like lentils, almost 9 grams. Beans and the tofu and those things, I think those are kind of the obvious ones that people think about, and you can see how that could get you up towards that 40 to 50 grams of protein like you were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm interrupting you, but yesterday I was at Joe's, and they have a great box of lentils in their salad section that I like to buy and add regularly to my salads. And lentils is a great source of protein. So I love it.
Absolutely. They're fantastic, delicious, super versatile. But I guess what I really wanted to emphasize is just that when you are looking at plant-based eating in general, we really can just look beyond what we think of as those traditional sources of protein. I mentioned the potato before. Okay, so I think it's really helpful to think a little bit, not only in terms of the grams of protein that we need, but really to think about the percentage of calories. So here's what I'm talking about. So every gram of protein has about 4 calories in it. Okay, has 4 calories in it. So if you think about, let's say that 50 grams of protein, for a person of fairly average weight.
Sure.
So that's about 200 calories of protein that they need to take in each day. And out of an average diet of approximately 2,000 calories, right? They're needing about 200 calories out of their total 2,000 to be from protein. And that's what the RDA is recommending, right? Athletes might need a little more, pregnant women might need a little more. People in their older years tend to need a little bit more protein as well. But just in general, that's what the RDA is. So that's about 10% of your total calories coming from protein. So when we even think about things that are not sort of the traditional protein sources, like, for example, I mentioned the potato, 8% protein, barley, 12% protein, pasta, even white pasta. And believe me, I'm a fan of the whole wheat, but that's really for another reason. That's about the fiber. But even white pasta, 14.5% protein.
That's high.
It's high, right? So quinoa is I didn't get the percentage of protein on quinoa. Sorry, I didn't calculate that one, but it's high. So what I'm trying to say,
one interesting one I found, is 1 cup of green peas is 8 grams of protein.
Absolutely. And so basically all of these foods, almost all foods except fruits, they have a lower percentage of protein. They still have some protein in them, for sure. But all the vegetables, all of the grains, all of the beans, all of the nuts and seeds are going to either meet or exceed that 10% protein threshold. So really the truth is, Jenni-Lee, that unless we have a calorie deficiency, we're not going to have a protein deficiency. So if we are meeting our caloric intake, right, then we are going to be able to meet our protein needs. And that's a wonderful thing. It gives me confidence, right, in my plant-based eating, that I'm not always having to be like thinking and calculating and worrying. I just make sure that I'm eating a diversity of really wonderful whole food plant-based sources. And I know that I'm meeting my protein needs.
Yeah. Well, you're a picture of health. So you're a picture of health, and I've just been so interested in the way that you live, and totally vegan. And I'm sure you eat lots of nuts and seeds too, because they are rich in protein.
Right. And one more thing I wanted to say that is such a benefit of eating and getting your protein sources in this way is that when we're focused on getting our protein from animal sources, it does give us protein. But what are we missing is we're pushing out some of the opportunity for the fiber and the other phytonutrients that come in those plant-based higher protein foods, right? Or just all plant-based foods. Because what we really have in this country, from my research and my studies and what I experience in my life and with my clients, is that we have more of a fiber deficiency than we do a protein deficiency, right? And so when people are filling their diets with animal-based foods, those animal-based foods don't contain any fiber. So we have very few people in this country that are meeting their daily fiber requirements. And so if you're eating plant-based sources of protein, the wonderful thing is you're getting the protein and you're getting the fiber as well.
So interesting. Yeah. Just last thing. I know you are a great believer in soy. Just briefly tell us soy. And I'd love maybe to do another call with you at some stage.
Oh, sure.
You making your own soy. I know you do that.
I do sometimes, right? I also appreciate the convenience of being able to go out and purchase it. And, but I did take a tofu making class, which was a lot of fun, and did learn that it is possible to make your own tofu and even tempeh, and certainly soy milk. That's an easy one. I make my own soy milk just about every other day. Okay. Make soy yogurt out of it. Mm-hmm.
And I know I read that tempeh, just half a cup is 15 grams of protein.
It's amazing. Of soy and tempeh is also a fermented food, so you're getting all of those good gut health benefits from that as well.
Yes, so interesting. Well, Susan, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing that with you. I can't wait to have you on here again.
And absolutely, anytime.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Nice to be with you all.
Bye.